Another day, another video. So today's video actually starts from a year ago of January 9th. So January 9th, 2025, I had the incredible privilege of being able to purchase my first home. And man, have I learned a lot since then. Today we're not going to be just talking about financial advice, even though that's a big aspect in a first time home venture. We're also going to be talking a lot about mindset, the emotional aspect, and just lessons that I learned along the way, because there was many that I learned. And I'm so grateful for all of it because it literally brought me here today. And I do feel like I'm so much more well equipped than I was a year ago when I purchased. When I got this home last year, I didn't think it was real. I essentially took a whole almost couple months just processing it before I even told anyone because I was so in shock. Little did I know there was also some things that I would have to figure out in the meantime, as well as after all the happy news spreading that I got to do with my family and friends.
I bought a house. You bought a house?
I bought a house.
What the?
You bought a house? You dead ass? With what money?
Hey, what do you mean you bought a house?
No, you said you got 200 subscribers, bro. This guy's lying.
How long have you been?
I signed January 9th. So
You're
Oh
serious?
my
You're gonna buy a
gosh.
house?
no, I have that
That
house.
she has it. It's her. She has the keys.
What are we saying when we buy a house? Are we talking, you know?
Do you want me to see it? Do you want
Last time when I
Let's get to the nitty-gritty of my first home a year later. First, we're gonna wind this back. Buying a home for the first time was incredible. I was on the biggest high I want to say that I've probably been on in the last 5 years. Little did I know it comes with a lot. A house is not just a home, it's a responsibility. And I learned that real quick. Owning a home changes your mindset. I feel like changed who I became. It changed a lot of fundamental ideas I had around finances, around responsibilities. I had to take up a lot of new responsibilities that I didn't feel like I had privy knowledge of before coming into this situation. So there was a lot of learning on the job that had to occur with this one. And the biggest mind shift for me was stop thinking short term and start thinking long term. This house was not a short term investment. This is a long term investment. This is something I plan on keeping, hopefully, if time allows me, for a very long time. And in order to do that, I need to be able to sustain myself and the home itself, because I needed to treat it like an entity. I needed to give it the love, the attention, the caring it needs, because it's not just money, it's a home. It's much bigger than that. So that was a big mindset shift that I had to make real quick, because going into number 2 here, unexpected costs are real. I had the mindset that once I got that down payment done, I am good as gold. The only thing I had to worry about was mortgage, house insurance. I found out real quick that was not the case. The house needed quite a bit of maintenance. It needed repairs. It needed small things here and there, upkeep, things that I never thought of. And y'all, these things are expensive. I did not know paint was as expensive as it was until I had to purchase it. I was very lucky that I had the most incredible mentors around me, including my mom, because if she was not there, I would not have been able to do all this. Let's just put that out there right now. I needed all the help and advice I could get, and I was very privileged in the fact that I had that support system already there in arm's reach. So unexpected costs. Your down payment is not the only big cost. You're going to be doing maintenance costs. You're going to be doing inspection costs. You're going to be doing small things here and there that might pop up. Another thing I noticed after this winter season has passed is things that can occur because of winter, pipes freezing, just the cold and how that affects appliances, maybe perhaps needing to get new appliances. All of these add up. These are costs. So what I would say is, if you plan on purchasing a home for the first time, also keep an emergency account. Not the emergency account for life stuff, emergency account for house stuff. Now, my realtor told me 5% of the home's value is the amount you should have. So for me, 5% of what my mortgage is what I have as my emergency little account. In case these purchases do come up, yes, it'll surprise me, but I do have the money to be able to do the work that needs to be done. That was a huge help to me, because one day I will tell y'all about all the things that went down, because this year tested me. The next thing is, your home affects your mental space. They say a clean space equals a clean mind. I believe that to be true, because I feel like when I was able to get things in line, when I was able to complete the necessary work that needed to be done, I felt more at peace. When something came up and it was not addressed, y'all, that thing would be at the back of my mind day and night, awake and barely asleep, because it would keep me up sometimes. So the big thing is, I would say, is a clear space, even extending it further out to not even just your physical space, but the state of your home. If everything is in order, it's good, then you're gonna feel the same way. It'll reflect to your emotional state and your mental state. And I truly believe that to be true, because me going through it in the middle of a situation as opposed to after is completely different. It's a whole 180 version of me. For that, I would say environment definitely affects your mental state, and you really need to take care of that. So don't let it be a headache to you. If you can, address anything as quick as possible. Try to do well with the upkeep of your home, and you'll have a clear state of mind. The next thing that I kind of got advice from my realtor, which I've been really trying to take in and really apply, is you don't need to rush to finish your home. I definitely, going in, had a vision, what would go where, what I would do, what I can see, what work needs to be done ASAP. But here's the thing, the work that I had in my mind was not necessary for the actual home. It was stuff that was more for the pleasure of my eye. It was stuff that I just wanted to get in there. It wasn't actually necessary for the home itself to feel like a home. But because I want to say pink tinted glasses, I had that very skewed vision of this needs to be done now, even if it's not necessary. And here's the thing, your home grows with you. When the things that need to be in your home, you see it, it'll come to you naturally. So I think the biggest thing is not to rush it. Don't feel forced to add all of these things in your home that may not be necessary to make your house feel like a home right now. Let those pieces come naturally. And I think that's such a big thing, not only financially, because here's the thing, if I buy something and I'm not obsessed with it, I'm not in love with it, I know I'm gonna want to switch it out quick. So instead of doing that, why not invest in pieces that I really see a reflection of what I want my home to look like? You catch my drift? So truly let your home grow with you. Like I said, a house isn't just a standing building. It's your home. It's something you want to grow into. So while you're growing, allow your home to do the same with you, and allow it to be a reflection of you. Don't feel forced to just stuff everything you feel like needs to be there in the moment just because it needs to fill the space. Every aspect of every room does not need to be filled to be your home. The necessary things are there, let the rest come naturally. I think that's a really big one, and I've really started to see the effects as I'm slowly collecting pieces now, instead of feeling rushed to make a place for everything, because it does not work. The next thing is, if you were not a consistent person before having a home, you're going to be forced to be that after buying a home. Bills do not wait for you. Upkeep costs do not wait for you. So instead of feeling rushed, feeling like all of these costs are just occurring and you had no idea where they're coming from, create that budget, create that consistency right away. I have found that what helps best for me is I essentially create a separate budget just for the house, and then one for my personal finances, and that has really helped me see, one, what costs are going where. So utilities, bills, maintenance, all of that costs that can fluctuate, I get to see that. Even interest rates. I did not realize interest rates can fluctuate. I didn't realize utilities could fluctuate. So it's honestly nice to have a capture of what that looks like at the beginning and end of the month. So I've really been taught that discipline is a big aspect into being a homeowner. It's better for you to be equipped for it beforehand than feeling like you're rushed into it or pushed into it afterhand, because that's when interest rates can start affecting you. If you don't pay those bills, interest will hit. You know what? We never want to be homeowners that don't pay our bills. Absolutely not. The next thing is more on the emotional side. So I didn't realize when I purchased a home that there would be a lot of emotional aspects that would be included into it. I thought it would be buy the home, very straightforward, do a bits here and there with repair, maintenance maybe, and that's about it. I didn't realize the emotional side, the highs of excitement and the lows of the sorrows and stresses that you feel from being a homeowner, and sometimes even questioning if this was the right decision for you. I'll be honest, there was a couple days where I really questioned it. I worried if I made the right choice, if this was something that really aligned with my future, which is funny because in a lot of those situations I still didn't know what I want for my future. I just knew I wanted this to be a part of it, but I would still question it because with hard times comes uncertainty. So I would definitely say there is that emotional aspect, and you really need to be ready for when it does hit you, because it can hit you hard on some days. The next one I think is something that's very common in all aspects of our lives, but it's the comparison aspect. Comparison is the thief of joy. I have found myself sometimes comparing myself to other homeowners who are so far into it and are so well equipped. Even when I was getting advice, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I am such awe with you right now. I wish my mind processed information in that manner in regards to the home, because I wasn't there yet. I'm very new to this process, and I feel like very amateur when it comes to a lot of these things. And sometimes I wish I had more skills, even when it comes to dealing with the home itself, like small maintenance capabilities, not having to always rely on YouTube. The amount of things that I had to search up and add for dummies in the end of it when it came to the house, because I really felt like I needed a dumbed down explanation of certain concepts that I was never exposed to. But truly, comparison is the thief of joy, because instead of being like, okay, this is a new experience, okay, let's do it, I was literally blaming myself for being in a situation that's not really in my control, being where I'm at when also that's not really in my control, because my lack of being well equipped is due to my lack of experience in this area. So that's not something that I can entirely control. It's something that comes with time and experience, and I'm getting the experience right now. And instead of appreciating that and trying to go through it with that mindset, I was already putting myself down, which never helps the situation. So truly, I would say take advice from other individuals, take in as much as you can, take it in like a sponge, but don't compare yourself, because at the end of the day, you are not them, they are not you, and you're not on the same journey. So why compare yourself? But I know it can be harder than said, because been through it. Another one that I thought was kind of interesting is your lifestyle will change. as a result of having a home, and that's okay. I feel like after purchasing the home, I became much more focused on finances in general, and that's because of the added responsibility of having a home. And even though I couldn't relate this to a lot of people around me, I felt it literally on me. I felt that responsibility. I felt the need to make sure I'm up to date, because this is an important part of my life now. This is not just something that is on the side, it's gonna do its thing. No, this is something I'm actively working on. This is my month to month, my day to day. This is my new lifestyle. And even though I might not be able to relate to some individuals anymore due to that aspect, in terms of feeling like, okay, I can't do this month, or I can't be involved in this because I need to save for this. I need to go to an appointment for the house. I have people coming over to work on this, and this. These are now things that are included in my schedule that would have before been for hanging out, having fun. But this is just now my new reality, and it has changed what my lifestyle looks like, and that is all good and dandy. I think now I've gotten to the point where I'm not so overwhelmed with the idea of being a homeowner. I feel that I have been able to balance better what my life looks like, and I've been able to treat it more like an aspect of my life. Just like I'm a student, I'm a homeowner, I work in healthcare. It's aspects of my life, but it's not my whole life. I don't allow it to consume me, even though I have made lifestyle changes as a result of it. So it's definitely changed how I spend, so I'm very intentional with my spending now. I think it's also changed some of my habits in terms of budgeting, in terms of planning. I'm very proactive in making plans just so I can block off those times and then make sure if I schedule anything to be done, it won't interfere with those times unless they're emergency, and then I'll just explain the situation. But I do feel like my priorities have shifted because this is a new responsibility in my life, and it's something I chose. This isn't something that was put on me. I chose for this to be a part of my life. So I need to take accountability, and that's just how it goes. The next thing does go in line with the last, but I feel like being a homeowner now has taught me patience. I have learned that nothing happens overnight. Stuff can go wrong overnight, but nothing will get done in that now moment, and I need to treat it like that. At first, when anything went wrong, I would be like, okay, it's the end of the world, and that's where my mind would go. Worst possible scenario, literally stressing out things that aren't in my control. Even when I had things booked, because it wasn't booked at the time that I wanted it to be booked, I was not doing well. So I had to learn the hard way that I need to have patience. These things don't get done overnight, and even if they can be, I need to have the patience to allow it to happen at the timeline it occurs. This journey is not quick, it's not fast and easy, it's long. Sometimes it's strenuous, sometimes it's rough. It's a rough season, but that's the thing. This is not a short-term reality for me. This is a long-term one. And just as I treat it as a long-term situation, I need to be able to treat the situations that can occur due to it and be able to take it with stride, because me not having patience is not going to make the timeline occur any quicker. Let's just put it that way. I do want to say for this next one, I do think I grew a lot because of this. Within a year, I think I've grown much more than I ever have, but I do think I've also taken on a lot of responsibility much quicker than I ever expected. I think I've taken it well in stride, but that's because I've had a great support system that have been with me every step of the way. But I do think for myself, I've grown a lot in confidence, whether it be speaking to other people, because y'all before me and strangers, girl, I was like the stranger danger person. I would not talk, which is not good. It's not good to be like that, but being a homeowner and being in the situations that I've had to be in, I have been forced to expand on my social skills. I definitely have increased in my confidence because of that. I think I am so much more equipped to have those harder conversations with individuals because I've been put in situations where I've already had to have them. So I think now I have tougher skin. I am much more independent than I think I've ever been, and that's largely due to the fact that I had to get my stuff together when this house got signed and life happened essentially. I don't think I just built like my home, even though it's a house I purchased. It's now my home. I think I built a stronger version of myself. I think the me a year ago was much more timid, much more closed off than the me now. I think I have much stronger grasp on who I am because of this experience and because of the situations I've been placed in. And I am so grateful for that, because me a year ago could never do the things that me now is doing. Let's just say that. And it also really helped me for my preceptorship as a nursing student immensely. Communication skills skyrocketed. To reflect, I think I'm just not only grateful that I had the opportunity, but the fact that I was able to follow through with it. I surprised myself with how much I changed from this experience. For example, I used to cower in confrontational settings, but now I stand my ground. If you have something to say, you better say it correct with information backing it, because you best believe that's how I'm coming at it. She be talking. So, what would my advice be for future home buyers if we could just simmer this down to the main points? Don't rush. Be financially prepared in all aspects. Not just having your down payment, not just having your lawyer costs, everything. Your signing, your, what else? Inspector costs, because that's a hefty bill. Any maintenance that you're gonna do, have it as an emergency fund for the house so you can be equipped for it when it does come up. Because here's the thing, your home will have wear and tear, and with wear and tear, maintenance costs will come. It's inevitable. So it's better to be prepared for it. Accept imperfection. Unless you're building a house, this home might not be everything you want, and that's okay. You are buying the structure for the framework, but you're the one who makes it a home. You're gonna be the one who makes it your place. So those imperfections, sometimes they're what you need to take, because that's what's available to you. That's what's the market right now. And if you can get over those imperfections, or you can do work on it, go ahead. But accept the imperfection of the situations that can come at hand to you. And focus on long-term peace, not short-term aesthetics. You're buying a home, not a Barbie playhouse. So don't treat it like one. Unless you have a whole thing with that, then that's your thing. Me personally, I don't. But the way I treated my Barbie playhouse, you best believe that is not the way I'm treating my home. Let's put it in that perspective. In closing, if you're a first-time home buyer, you're probably learning as you go, like I still am. And you know what? That is the best way to do it. Because here's the thing, with each new experience, we're learning from it. So take it in strides, take a deep breath, and rock it. You've gone through so much more than this, so don't let this one get to you. And if you're dreaming on purchasing your first time home, go for it. Because I know for sure one day it will happen for you too. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I will see y'all next time. Tell me if you have any questions that I can answer. I'd love to. And what home do you currently have, or what type of home do you want to have? And if so, paint me a picture in words on what it would look like. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I'll see y'all next time.